Hello. I have been procrastinating so much in getting to creating the next episode of this podcast, mostly because there's been a lot of chaos to deal with, but also my perfectionism. Not having exactly the perfect place, not having exactly the perfect peace and quiet, being unsure of what I'm going to talk about, and all the rest. And more, what I'm noticing is life is hammering home to me the point of just showing up. Completion is far better than perfection. And so here I am. This is going to be imperfect, as it always is. And it's going to be done. So, hi, I'm Cheryl Maria. I am Beloved Rebel. I support women recovering from emotional narcissistic abuse, and I support artists who are here to show up authentically. And the beautiful thing about it is that's life. Life is messy, life is imperfect, but it's still going to happen. And we can either show up and do it, or we can keep procrastinating because we're not perfect. And that's always a choice that we get to make. The fun part is when you show up and you start doing it imperfectly, you get better as you go. So I am trusting that I will get better as I go. And I'm starting where I'm at. So today, what I really wanted to talk about was authenticity in the voice and how that reflects in your nervous system. So if you've performed a lot or a little, if you sing at all or speak in public, you'll notice that your voice has a mood. It's not just the inflections and the intentions that you put into it, but it also is a reflection of your nervous system, in the sense that if you're feeling nervous, your voice will clamp up. If you are feeling relaxed or too relaxed, your voice might not have the energy that it needs. So preparing for a performance, preparing for public speaking, or even a hard conversation, it's very easy to A, overthink, or B, underprepare. And there's this fine balance, right? We can actually throw ourselves out of balance by over preparing, overthinking, and actually letting all that anxiety build up. Have you ever done that? Maybe in a hard conversation, you like overthink and you build up all this anxiety. I'm preparing this, I'm preparing that, I'm thinking about all the possible angles that it could go wrong, and that I'm mitigating anything that could possibly go wrong, and then you end up messing it up anyways, usually, because it's not so much a matter of over preparing or overthinking, but actually just being present. Being present, let me say that again, being present. And sometimes being present means being imperfect. It means being flawed. It means making mistakes. It means not having a perfect flow, but it means showing up. And that's me talking to myself right now. That's what I'm here to do. Did I say that already? So, how does it reflect in your voice? How does it reflect in your nervous system? Now, I wish I had you to talk to me and give me some examples. So maybe I'm just going to throw that prompt out there, because I love an interactive conversation, especially if I'm just winging it like this. So why don't you drop a comment, at least, since this is not a live conversation. Drop a comment and tell me if there are ways that you've noticed how your voice clamps up, feels extra dry or too salivated, or ways that it feels underprepared for a performance. And there are things, of course, that we can do technically. So if, everybody has, I think, their own favorite tricks. There are things, some people love lemon, some people hate lemon, some people love honey, I think most of us love honey. I mean, I don't know. Do you love honey? Tell me about it. I love a hot tea with or without honey. Actually, without honey is sometimes better, but sometimes honey hydrates a little bit more. Occasionally, a shot of whiskey is really helpful before a performance, whether it's in studio or on stage. And ginger. Ginger tea is probably one of my all-time favorites at any time, whether I'm about to sing or whether it's just in general. Ginger tea is so good for vocal health. It's like unparalleled. Um, and turmeric, ginger turmeric tea. I stay away from caffeine right before a performance because the thing that caffeine does is it amplifies or elevates my heart rate. So if I need to be really in pocket in the beat, if I'm caffeinated, I will likely feel like this is too slow. It needs to go faster. And I'll push the beat faster, or I will rush through a performance rather than really being present with it. So, I mean, I do love my coffee, I can't lie, but sometimes caffeine is not a help. Anyways, those are things that are a little bit more technical about taking care of the voice, hydrating every day, literally listen. Just drink your water. Drink it. Drink it. Don't even ask questions. Drink your water. Here we go. What else? Breathing. I know it's talked about a lot, but breathing and just returning to the breath. I feel like it's overstated, but under practiced. And it's so easy to say, yeah, just breathe. But really, taking a deep breath at the beginning of a performance, whatever your performance is about to be, take a deep breath. Do this with me right now, okay? Just sit where you're sitting and take a slow, deep breath. Hold it. And sigh when you breathe it out. Just doing that lets go of so much that you don't need to be carrying. Do it again. See, and I felt that. I felt little crickly cracklies popping out of my voice. And that feels so much better. And now, whatever I'm going to say, I still don't know what I'm about to say, but it comes from a place of feeling more grounded and feeling just calmer and more present with myself, with this room, with that camera lens right there that I don't know who's on the other side. And it's just, it's easier to talk to you. I can imagine you on the other side and being like, yo, what's up? And even though I wish that you were like in the room talking with me, we'd be just flowing and popping back and forth with questions, and you'd be saying things and I'd be saying things, and wow, that'd be such a great conversation. But anywho, here I am by myself podcasting and just talking about how to be present with a story that you're telling. The other day I had a call, and usually if I'm going to get on a call, it's a thing to do, it's an appointment to be at, I like to feel prepared. I love to feel prepared. And over preparation is something that's like, I love to do that. If I have a big appointment on a day, I may take like, I think it's an ADHD thing, I've heard that, but I'll take like the whole day just to prepare to make sure that I'm present for this call. Speaking of which, today I had a call that I was over preparing for, and I read the email with the time and everything like that, and I was so hyper focused on making it for this call that I misread the email. And I logged into the Zoom call right when it was finishing. So like I read the end time as the start time, and I was so disappointed, honestly. I just like, it literally made me cry because it was such an important call for me that I was just like, wow. And I felt so disappointed. I was judging myself really hard because I was like, how can I miss something that's so important to me and that I like literally over prepared for? And I felt like I lost my whole morning because I missed that call. And I had been waiting for it while it was going on. And that was the most frustrating thing about it. But on the contrary, the other day I was on a call that I also, okay, don't judge me, but this is a theme. It's really difficult for me to be accurate on schedules and time. I have all these apps and reminders and things like that, thankfully. Literally, AI is the only reason that I make it on time for anything, I promise you. But there I was busy, I was doing a whole bunch of things, and I knew I had this call later on in the day, and I was expecting it to be at one time. And so I was planning this, the buffer of time to get ready and feel all zen and prepared and everything like that. And then I get the calendar notice, this is happening in 15 minutes. And I was like, fuck. And instead of panicking, I said, look, I'm just going to take a deep breath. I'm going to get in my space, and I'm just going to show up for the call. No makeup, just like, I'm going to be there. I'm just going to be present for the call. And contrary to what I normally believe, I didn't need to be like all done up and have makeup on and feel like sharp, anything like that. I was just there. I was just human. And the call went super well. And it was a win at the end of it. And I felt kind of like, oh, this is special. Like, I don't have to over prepare for everything. Like, it is also really okay to just show up and be imperfect and just let it be what it'll be. And your over preparation is not what's going to decide the outcome of the call, but your presence and your authenticity in the moment is a much greater deciding factor than your physical appearance or how prepared you think you are. So that's something that this week has shown me a lot of. That's been cool. It's still not always an easy kind of thing to implement. Maybe because we judge ourselves and we want to show up as perfect. And also the world does judge us. The world does put things on us that, like, if we don't look our best, like on social media, if you don't look your best, people just scroll past like, I don't want to see that. But I am leaning into showing up as is, showing up as I am. And some days I look amazing and some days I look like crap. And it's absolutely, like, I'm telling myself that is absolutely okay, because guess what? The world is full of diversity and I'm full of diversity, and I get to be all the parts of me without needing to pretend like I'm one thing all the time, because I'm not. I really am not. And yes, with everything that they tell you about branding and marketing, they tell you that people, your audience, you, wants to see one aspect. They want to know you as this person. I've got to be honest, I have never liked just being seen as one aspect of myself. A couple years ago, I was popping corn as my day job, and people knew me as the popcorn girl. And I was just thinking, like, you guys have no idea who I am. But to you, I'm the popcorn girl, so fine. To me, you're just the person buying popcorn, but you could show up as all of yourself and find out who all of me is, or not. And in this case, those people did not. And so that's okay. But the people who stick around, they know you and they know more aspects of yourself. Am I rambling? Maybe. But that's what happens when I'm just in a room with a camera, winging it. But in the spirit of having conversation and in the spirit of letting this be a dialogue between you and me, I'd love to hear your comments. What experiences have you had in showing up as your full self, showing up authentically, being seen as only part of yourself? Did that ever bother you? That's the whole concept of racism and sexism and all the isms, that boxes that people put us in. It's like they only see one aspect of you. They see the color of your skin, or they see your gender, or they see like whatever aspect of you they see, and they judge you on just that. And I was thinking about that this morning, and I was like, imagine if I put like pictures of all these different people in front of me. Somebody who looked like me, somebody who looked completely not like me, someone of the opposite gender, someone who's transgender, somebody who's this and that and the other, like all these different types of people. And asking, which one am I the most like? I promise you that I would not be the most like the person who looked the most like me. that would probably be a person that I am least alike with. But somebody who looks entirely different than me but has some similar experiences, I will get along with that person much better, and I will have more of a connection with that person, because what makes us up is much more our experiences and our influences rather than the way that we look. Does that make sense? Anywho, that's been on my mind today. And thank you for watching this, me rambling off the top of my head and being unprepared but showing up. This is going to be, I guess, a short episode because complete is better than perfect. All right. And that is the message of today. And I think I'm done. So, yes, thanks for being here. Please do join into the conversation. Comment on anything that I've said that made you think or gave you reason to pipe in. And as always, be a rebel. Mwah.